Hello, thanks for being in a new video. This time we have unboxing of the Honor 400 Pro. Let's get started. Interestingly, the box does not say Pro, yet this is indeed the Pro model. I find it curious because this box is significantly larger than usual as they include a headset as a gift. The launch price for this model is 19,999 pesos. On the screen, you can see the reference price in dollars, though it is certainly not a very competitive price. It does bring several serious aspects with which it could compete, but I still think that price is somewhat high. Luckily, there are occasions when you come across a discount coupon, allowing you to get the device at a significantly reduced price. Therefore, if I happen to find a coupon, I'll be sure to include it in the description for you to use in the official Honor store. To begin with, from this very box, we can highlight some appealing features that allow it to compete effectively. For instance, a 12-month screen protection warranty. If it breaks, you can claim it, at least in theory. Always read the fine print. They also offer you 12 months warranty on water damage protection, something that few manufacturers offer despite having waterproof phones. So Honor does give you something more outstanding here. And 24 months warranty on battery protection. If suddenly your battery becomes bloated or you see that it's not performing as well as it used to, you can claim this warranty. So the following are three very important aspects that are not normally seen in the specification sheets, but that you can see are in this device. Well, join me as we uncover this enormous box that is so big it doesn't even fit within the camera frame. But hey, here comes the cell phone, and over here we have the headphones arriving. Here you see the Honor Choice headphones included as a gift. They're not sold separately, so you can only get them in reg using the cell phone. Luckily, these are headphones that support high-res audio. They are not wireless, but instead are wired headphones. According to their specifications, they promise a battery life of 80 hours. In my opinion, these headphones are not ultra-competitive. Actually, you can see the specific name of these headphones right here. They are the Honor Choice VZ Sportmate headphones, which seem to be designed particularly with this gaming mode in mind, offering you low latency. However, I must emphasize, these are headphones that do not appear to be available for individual purchase. In my opinion, as an accessory included with your purchase, they are quite decent. Let's remove this box so we can see them firsthand. And here they are. Honestly, they have a nice appearance, even though the click feels a bit cheap. Still, as an addition to a cell phone package, they are fairly satisfactory. It actually comes with its included 3.5mm cable, although curiously the cell phone doesn't have a 3.5mm jack, but hey, either way, it will also be a Bluetooth headset that you can enjoy with basic quality. And up next we have the Honor 400 Pro 5G. Let's go ahead and take it out of its box. It's a box that doesn't appear to be that slim, which is always a good sign. Let's see, here we directly encounter the mobile device. Let's remove it from its bag and peel off the sticker. It really looks quite good, giving off a premium vibe. We'll examine it more closely in just a moment, but for now, let's turn it on while we check out what else comes in the box. In the box, we'll look at the tool to eject the SIM card tray. Look, if it comes with a case, that's always welcome. Clearly, this is a simple, transparent, and flexible case. While it doesn't incorporate any design elements, it's great that this level of protection is included right from the box for those who prefer using it. Although it doesn't alter the phone's aesthetics significantly, it does modify the finish, giving it a reflective look. So for that specific reason, YouTube would choose to use this phone without any case. But what about you? Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Now, let's take a look at what else is included over here. Inside the box, we find a cable that goes from USB-A to USB-C. I believe the experience here ought to be better, especially considering it's quite an expensive device. It doesn't really give me that modern or premium feeling to still see a USB connector being used for the charger. But fortunately, if it includes a charger, also 100 watts, it's powerful. We'll see in the video review if it comes. We don't need a power near 100 watts or a 100 watt marketing claim, as some brands offer a 100 watt charger, but the phone charges about 40 watts or so. We aren't asking them to tap into the full 100 watts since due to physical constraints that wouldn't be feasible. However, it would be ideal if they could eventually reach close to 90 watts at some point. We will cover that in the specific tests. For now, let's see everything included in the box for this device and move on to its specifications. And well, we have already taken the necessary steps to configure the device in such a way that it allows us to have a detailed close-up view. Greater to it, we will find it is 8.1mm thick, and weighs 205 grams. I must mention that it feels slightly thinner because both the back cover and the front cover are curved. So even though it is not ultra thin, it feels like it has a thickness less than it actually is. It comes with built-in screen protection, which has proven to be quite resistant in tests. Additionally, it comes with IP68 and IP69 ratings, much as water resistance. I believe it offers complete protection in those areas. However, since the frames are plastic, a lateral fall might cause more concern, particularly because the front glass has a curved design. The screen measures 6.7 inches. It's an AMOLED panel providing an excellent viewing experience, a refresh rate of 120 Hz and a resolution specifically of 2800 x80, which is greater than Full HD. In this case, it includes by default a smart resolution function that reduces the system resolution to save battery. The difference, however, is minimal and nearly imperceptible. I must emphasize that it can reach up to 120 Hz for ultra-smooth movements. Overall, it appears to be an exceptionally good all-around display. And as is customary, Honor provides a variety of visual comfort features. This is an area that the manufacturer has been extremely keen to emphasize, including, I must admit that although the screen was truly impressive and visually stunning, I don't believe it stands out as much in terms of its sound quality. In my opinion, it's not remarkable in that aspect. However, it does feature an AI blur simulation, which provides a more comfortable viewing experience and helps to reduce eye strain. Additionally, it includes a natural tone function, which is a nice touch. So overall, I think the screen, no matter how you choose to evaluate it, is definitely going to meet or even exceed your expectations, especially given the high price of such a premium device. The stereo sound with a speaker at the bottom and another at the top with secondary output on the frame. I must say the sound initially seems lacking. While the screen is spectacular, the sound isn't. It's somewhat disappointing as it really lacks the presence of bass frequencies. They're almost indistinguishable. Although there's a 200% volume mode that provides extra gain, it primarily boosts the mid and high frequencies instead. The sound quality overall is not great, and it's important to note that it doesn't include an equalizer for the speaker, so there's no way to enhance that sound. This was quite disappointing for me. The front camera is 50 megapixels with an aperture of f2.0 and features a fixed focus. Once more, it disappoints because of the fixed focus. I believe that in this price range, having autofocus is essential. But let's take a look at the results. From the preview, we don't have something that advanced yet, but after processing the image, I think it does balance highlights and shadows well. We see a good enough level of detail. Selfies, I think in general do not disappoint, but the fact of having fixed focus will force us to be at an optimal distance. If you want to show a close object or something similar, it will be out of focus, and I insist that in the price range, it is mandatory to have autofocus. On the back, we'll first encounter the 50 megapixel main camera with aperture and optical stabilization, then the 12 megapixel ultra wide angle camera with f-aperture 2.22 and autofocus, and finally the 50 megapixel telephoto camera with f2.4 aperture, in this case with 3x optical zoom. Let's take a very quick look at your results. I think it's a competitive camera system. The ultra wide camera is 16mm, so it's not one of the widest on the market, but it does look good quality. Then we are looking at the 24mm main camera. It looks good quality, also a very similar color rendition to the ultra-wide camera, so it maintains a consistent experience. Now you're looking at the 48mm crop, which despite being a digital zoom, does look well optimized with optical quality. Here it also performs well. Then we move to the 68mm camera, which seems to lose dynamic range, making shadows darker, especially on cloudy days, which are hard for photos. It appears it lacks a high-level telephoto camera, but we'll see more in the review. For now, notice it has a 135mm perspective with 5x zoom, maintaining good quality. Now, you're observing the 675mm photo, which is using 30 times digital zoom. Notice the significant difference? When artificial intelligence is applied, the textures are enhanced and mapped with much higher quality. So if you provide us with this artificial intelligence zoom that was showcased in the high-end Magic series, you'll see a notable improvement. Here, you're witnessing another difference with artificial intelligence in how it effectively creates and enhances. These textures are used to create an extremely realistic picture. Now, without artificial intelligence, you can see how it lacks significant detail, making it appear less lifelike. These AI optimizations work better in certain scenarios, so we'll test the zoom more in the video review. For now, it seems competitive for the price. It offers entry to high-end without being premium. For video recording, we have 4K at 60 FPS available, but not with the USB camera. Fortunately, the front camera can also record in 4K, but not at 60 frames per second. The battery is 6000 mAh. With the support for charging at 100 watts and with the charger conveniently included in the box, Honor has truly excelled quite a lot recently in the area of battery performance. So it is expected to have a very good battery life. However, I must insist that we need to wait for the specific tests that we usually conduct to be sure. For now, take note that it includes some optimizers and saving modes that are also quite interesting. But in the video review, I will be sure to tell you all about the results of our tests. After downloading the cell phone several times to observe its behavior, we have carefully examined and analyzed how the phone is performing in various scenarios. At the software level, it arrives with Magic OS 9 still running on Android 15. Honor has been improving software little by little, also to differentiate itself more from Huawei, and for example incorporate several Honor AI features with artificial intelligence, such as suggestions, magic text, May. The portal allows you to drag and drop certain content. In this instance, it includes some subtitle and translation features. However, it seems it doesn't offer the more sophisticated writing tools and functionalities that are typically available in the manufacturer's high-end suite. This limitation might be a consideration for those who require advanced options. It has 12 GB of RAM plus 12 GB of virtual turbo RAM, 512 GB storage, and Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, a really very powerful processor that I think for the price range can become competitive. Although if you are only interested in the processor, obviously if there will be cheaper options with an even better processor, but that will sacrifice other things, this seeks to be a little more balanced device. Here we are looking at the benchmark results, 2,099 points for the single core test and 6,345 for the multi-core test, confirming it is a super powerful processor. Above it will only be the Snapdragon 8 Elite, which is obviously incorporated in the most expensive devices, with the occasional exception of manufacturers that incorporate it at a lower price, but sacrificing many other things, and the Antutu scored 18,68,183 points. Honestly, I must emphasize that it's a competitive device. However, there are certain areas that need improvement. Initially, the sound quality was somewhat disappointing, but in other aspects, it competes quite well. For now, that's all for this initial look and unboxing of the Honor 400. But stay tuned for the complete video review coming soon. Until next time, take care.